Gusto mo bang magtayo ng negosyo na ikaw lang but you want the legal protection of a corporation? Do you want to have the full control of your business pero separate yung mga assets mo sa'yo at sa iyong business? Then a one-person corporation is probably perfect for you. In this episode, we will explore the steps on how to register an OPC or a one-person corporation. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hey Attorney podcast. I'm Attorney Bernice Piñol-Rodriguez and I'm your trademark attorney and the founding partner of Piñol Law. I also help people with my podcast to navigate their business and their legal questions. Today, we will be diving into how to register an OPC or a one-person corporation. We'll cover the step-by-step process on how to register this with the SEC. And by the end of this episode, hopefully you'll have a clear roadmap to launching your own OPC and making your business 100% legit. So if you are a business owner, let's say you want to start a marketing agency or a consultancy firm or an online shop, any kind of business, then this episode is for you. So what exactly is a one-person corporation? Before we dive into the process, let's talk about its definition of what it actually is. A one-person corporation, let's call it OPC from now on kasi sobrang haba. It is a corporate structure where a single individual owns 100% of the business. Unlike traditional corporations that require at least 2 incorporators, an OPC allows a single person to act both as a sole stockholder and a director. And if you remember back in the day, kailangan a minimum of 5, diba, incorporators, but that changed with the 2019 revisions of the Corporation Code, pwede na at least 2, and now with a one-person corporation, pwedeng iisa na lang. This means you will make all the decisions while enjoying the limited liability that comes with a corporate status. A one-person corporation or an OPC means that there is only a single stockholder. So the single stockholder serves as the incorporator, sole director, and the president. Ibig sabihin, ikaw lahat-lahat, parang single proprietorship lang. So ikaw na talaga. Ikaw na lang lahat, right? So you can do everything. You're the only officer in the company, you're the only boss. So that's pretty much how an OPC works. So the key difference of an OPC and a sole proprietorship is that in a sole proprietorship, the identity of the business and the business owner are one and the same. Therefore, the liabilities are the same. But in an OPC, because nga corporation siya, the identity or the personality are separate and distinct. Therefore, limited liability. So yung any kind of obligations that are due against the business or the corporation is not liable for this. Hindi pwedeng habulin yung kanyang personal assets. Whereas in a sole proprietorship, pwedeng habulin yung cars, yung houses, and personal savings ng business owner once yung business has liabilities or may utang, let's say. The person who is owning the business shall be held liable for all those liabilities. Okay, let's now go to the steps on how to register an OPC. Is it possible? Kaya ko bang i-DIY ito? Again, I would say in my other videos, no, you can definitely hire an attorney for this if you don't want the headache and the hassle of it all. But if you're the type who would want to DIY or you're bootstrapping your business kasi wala pang funding, then you can definitely study this with me on how to step-by-step register your OPC. Step 1. Check the name availability at the SEC website. The first step in setting up your OPC is to actually choose and verify your business name. Your name should include the suffix OPC to indicate that it is a one-person corporation. You can check your desired name or business name by using the SEC eFast name verification online. Do prepare for alternative names just in case hindi available yung nagustuhan mong business name. So you have to be ready with 2 or 3 alternative names. Step 2. Prepare the required documents now, and let's talk about paperwork. Unlike a regular corporation, an OPC requires fewer documents. That's good news. But you still need to prepare. Once your name is approved, you have to prepare the necessary documents. This includes your articles of incorporation, which outlines your company's structure and purpose. Since you are the sole owner, you must also submit a nominee and alternate nominee designation form. This is required in case something happens to you and someone needs to take over temporarily. If you're appointing someone else as treasurer, you'll also need a treasurer's affidavit. Lastly, you'll need to submit a valid government-issued ID as proof of your identity. Step 3. Submit your application via online SEC eFast. So after preparing your documents, it's time to register online via SEC eFast. The good news is that the entire process can be done online, making it faster and more convenient. So simply create an account on the SEC eFast portal, upload your documents, and submit your application. Once your application is reviewed and approved, you'll receive your certificate of incorporation, which officially makes your OPC a legal business entity. Step 4. Secure your local business permits. Now that you've registered with the SEC, it's time to secure local business permits. Start by obtaining a barangay clearance from the barangay where your business is located. This is a basic requirement before applying for a mayor's permit from your city or municipality. So depending on your business type, you may also need additional permits or license, such as number 1, a fire safety permit, number 2, a sanitary permit, and number 3, an environmental compliance certificate. Step number 5, register with the BIR or the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Next, you need to register with the BIR because this is crucial because you cannot legally operate or issue official receipts without registering for taxes. So you have to visit your local BIR Revenue District Office or RDO and submit your BIR Form 1903 or the application for registration. You'll also need to pay for the annual registration fee to apply for an authority to print receipts. And of course, you have to register your books of accounts. So these steps ensure that compliance with the tax regulations are done and that you avoid penalties in the future. Finally, don't forget about your annual compliance requirements. So as an OPC, kailangan mo mag-submit ng annual financial statement at ng GIS or General Information Sheet. If your annual gross sales exceed 3 million pesos, you are also required to submit your audited financial statements. So remember that failing to do these requirements could actually lead to fines or even business suspension or closure. So make sure to stay on top of them. And that's it. You actually have a complete guide on how to register your one-person corporation. So thank you so much for watching this episode of the Hey Attorney podcast. I hope you learned a thing or two, and see you on my next episode. Again, this is Attorney Bernice Piñol-Rodriguez, your Hey Attorney on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and I'll see you again next week. Again, you can message me on my email address bernice@piñollaw.com or visit our website www.piñollaw.com. See you next week, and remember, know your rights and do what's right.